Milwaukee Bucks get a signature win against the Golden State Warriors. At the end of the game, Ludlow asked Giannis Antetokounmpo, how do you feel like this win translates into what you're saying to the league? What kind of message are you saying to send it to the league? Giannis Antetokounmpo said, I hope I pronounced that correctly, that we've arrived. Now, that's a huge statement, because they just got a signature win. Yet, I tend to disagree with that notion. I think the Bucks are a good team. I don't think that they've completely arrived quite yet. Some of the factors that you have to remember about the game that they won, it was 134 to 111. That Stephen Curry got injured in the third quarter with the left leg abductor strain. Draymond Green didn't play. So right then and there, the continuity is out of the window. And both teams, for some reason, they shot I think the Bucks shot 51% from the field, and the Warriors shot 48% from the field. More than likely, you're not going to be shooting 50% every single game or playoff games or whatever the case. It's just a regular season game for the Warriors, but everybody knows when teams play the Warriors, they get up for the team. They're like, you know what, we got to turn them out. We about to show that we can ball with them. We about to show them we're on that championship level. And that's exactly what Giannis did. He had 24 and 9. Even Bledsoe had 26, but you rarely see Bledsoe go off like that sometimes, Bledsoe's sometimes inconsistent. But in terms of saying that you arrived, I understand they have a really good record. I think they're 9-2, and they're basically in the top of the East, but right now, one of the top teams in the East. But it's still early, when you're looking at the game and you're looking at what transpired, but you're looking at the amount of possessions that occurred. They took 101 shots, which is crazy. The 3-point percentage was really horrid. They shot 25% from three, and they managed to win the game. So, to me, until they really get consistent shooting, you're not going to be beating all these teams, upper echelon teams. Now, one of the things people are going to say is, the Bucks are second in three-pointers made in the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, we only played 11 games. Eventually, that number is going to dip, or it might rise, but basically it's going to level out to the regular mean, to regular average. Because Giannis is not a great three-point shooter. Bledsoe he's a sometimes three-point shooter. I think Malcolm Brogdon is their most consistent three-point shooter. And Ersan Ilyasovich, he's a good three-point shooter. But other than that, realistically, when you get teams that are going to put the clamps on you, like the Boston Celtics, just like they did last year, with the Philadelphia 76ers and stuff like that. When you get teams that are really, 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 put them clamps on you, you're in trouble. You're in trouble because they're basically going to have you figured out. So I think that was a huge statement for Giannis to make, just the belief he has in his team and everything like that. But I don't think they've arrived quite yet. They're still a young team. They still have a lot to learn, and I think they've taken their lessons, especially with the losses in the playoffs and stuff like that. They've taken those lessons and they translate it into their game now. But it's still early in the game, and what I love about them is one way that they've clearly matured is they're starting out fast. They're hitting the ground running. They're not letting the ground hit them. Because a lot of teams that are middle of the road or good teams, what they do is they kind of go with the motions. They're not really trying to go for anything. They're not really trying to assert themselves early in the season to create an identity and get some easy wins, rack up some wins, get some signature wins like the Bucks did. What they'll do is they'll be malaise and they'll just go with the flow, and then they'll end up being 2-11 or 1-9. Just like how the Cleveland Cavaliers are. They basically came out and still thought, okay, LeBron is gone, but we're still that team to beat or whatever the case. Tristan Thompson said it, and they came out with not a sense of urgency. They came out with a lack of urgency, and now look at their record. So, in terms of hitting the ground running fast, the Bucks have arrived. They're understanding we got to get out of the gate quicker. But in terms of the style of basketball that you're playing, I know they're getting up a lot more threes, and it feels good. But if you're gonna keep shooting 25% from three, don't expect to keep shooting 51% in the paint. That's not going to happen. You're going to be 45, 47, then the games get a little closer. Then they get a little tighter. So don't continue to think that, we're we're just gonna keep doing our thing, and it's just gonna keep rolling. Because playoffs and when you face the upper echelon teams that are healthy is a different story. So I mean, I love them. It's good to see good teams in the East. Finally, it's been a while. So I love their confidence, but they're almost there. I'll say one more year, they've arrived. Hoops Junction, or Hoops meets Hoopla. Like, comment, and subscribe.